Well, hello, my little chickens and my little kittens. And hello also to those of you cringing, like, where am I? Hello to you too. It's interesting because I can't really understand what it's saying already, and I'm tired. I'm just tired. It feels really career focused. It feels people talking about you focused. Those two could intersect. They don't have to. I keep getting messages about purpose, career, productivity, things like that. I think a lot of Saturn returns are in the collective right now. And I also think there was a significant shift in Pluto that's still affecting the collective. For those of you who don't know, Pluto shifting from Capricorn into Aquarius has been a big highlighted theme the last, few years. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I'll put it on the screen for you. But Pluto doesn't move very often. It stays in the same sign for decades, for 10 years, if not longer. So this shift is very, very significant because Aquarius and Capricorn are completely different signs, okay? I just feel like these themes are coming through because of this energy. That's why there's a lot of uncertainty in careers. That's why the collective is struggling with this. So I say all this, I'm yapping on about astrology. And some of you could be like, Saul, I don't care about astrology. Well, you should, because you are being heavily influenced, especially if you are confused about your direction, your purpose, your career. And that is what I'm feeling here today from this reading. So I feel like this Aquarius theme is just going to it's going to drive here. You could be experiencing a total reconstruction from the path you were on, from the career that you had. Something here is changing. You could be very heavily influenced by this type of shift, definitely. So what am I saying here? I actually don't even know what I'm saying here. There's lots of Aquarius themes. There is a defiance for structures that maybe were once helpful. Before it moved into Aquarius, it was in Capricorn, so we were heavily reliant on structures, and now we're just like, what are we doing? This message may also, this is a weird who this is for detail. It may also be for you if you feel generally agitated at random. This agitation looks like it's coming through in productivity type of thing, work focus. There's a lot of agitated souls here in terms of this career professional path. So it could be discipline related, like you expel too much discipline, you exhibit too much discipline, and then your soul begins to feel agitated. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. To be super frank, this message is all over the place. This is a tired, all over the place, agitated. There's a lot here. There's confusion about purpose. There is, so many different themes are slapping me around right now. In addition to this agitation and this career path activating for who this message is for, there's also a lot of external energies at this time around you. So if you are feeling like, and this is so specific, this does not have to be for everybody. If you are feeling like you feel like people are talking about you, just that you feel that. There doesn't need to be concrete proof that people are in fact discussing you, but just the feeling, the awareness, the direction to others talking about you, to others thinking about you is enough here. So I'm going to stop here because I could probably keep going in this intro for a very long time. And this is just the intro. This isn't the main reading. So as clearly as I can say, which might be difficult for this one, this message is for you if you feel like all the things I described. You feel all over the place, agitated with productivity, like maybe you're agitating your soul a little bit, forcing productivity, forcing career movement, and also just this like leap between Capricorn to Aquarius, this leap between structure into a demand for autonomy or a shift in your career is important. And then some random feelings that people are talking about you. People are thinking about you. You are in people's consciousness right now. If all of that is true or one or the other, it doesn't need to all be true, then this is your reading. Welcome to your reading. Man, I feel like that intro was all over the place. So if you stuck around, I'm just speaking to you then. I'm speaking your soul language. So I'm going to get a little weirder here. Hopefully the souls I'm talking to today like the weirdness. Migration. Migration is coming through in addition to all the little other intricate details I just talked about. So what's specific about migration from what Spirit's showing me is it's birds. It is birds migrating. And I kind of hate that. I really do. Like, Sorry to give my personal opinion here, but I personally do not like birds, and hopefully the bird lovers will understand and still love me. I don't know what it is about them. I don't know. I feel like they feel alien to me. They just kind of freak me out. So maybe birds might freak you out too. I don't know. But if you love birds or you have some sort of connection with birds, that could also be why they're coming through here specifically, because we know I'm not thinking of birds myself. Definitely not. So in a literal sense, birds could be relevant to you, but I'm seeing this being a symbolizing thing for this reading. Birds are coming through symbolizing what looks like a natural instinct. Migration is a natural instinct, and I'm being shown that that is highly important for you with where you are right now. So lots of birds migrating, this like weird thing birds do where they just kind of like know where to go and they don't question it. It's really wild if you think about migration and birds, like how they just ancestrally know where to go and when to go, and they don't know the whole map. They just go, you know? And your message today seems to be explaining a similar form of migration is underway for you, similar to these birds that just don't know where the hell they're going, but are going. That is true to you, to where you are right now and what is coming. So basically, you are the bird here. You are being asked to trust that you know where you are migrating, but only when it's time to do so. You will have that instinct naturally. You don't need to know where you're going. You don't need a guiding force telling you where to go. It is just instinctual. You have that deep instinct already within you. There's a focus here on instinct, so I'm going to pause for a second and see if there's something about this, because I'm not a scientist. I don't know. Okay, yes, there is something on this. There's a term for everything. I'm sure of it at this point. It's called homing instincts. And it basically is an animal's natural ability to just know how to find their own home. Like you think of like cats who find their way back home. Like we all know that. But like, why is that? It's because they have an evolutionary instinct. Similar with birds, when they migrate, they know how to get back home. And even if they've never been to a place, even if they don't know the map, they figure out how to get back home. They just know how to. It's just an instinct, okay? And your quote unquote home in this instance is your soul path, is what you are being guided here to do during your time here, your purpose. That is why you are feeling so agitated, feeling so directed to figure it out, like you need to urgently, but then it feels like you're spinning around. That urgency is telling you something, and so is that agitation. So your home is where your soul is meant to go in this lifetime. Your homing instincts are already there. You already know what to do. Your confirmation that you are on this path, that your homing instincts are activated, is interesting. There is a lot of agitation. I keep seeing agitation. Frankly, negative emotions. That is what I'm seeing all over this. And maybe they're fluctuating. Maybe you're fine sometimes, but like you keep circling these like negative emotions, these agitation, this frustration. You know, like when you're learning a new skill and you're like overwhelmed and agitated, that's like the feeling that keeps coming through. It's like something here is like demanding your attention, but like overwhelming or frustrating you when you give it attention. But distress, agitation, upset, anger, exhaustion, emptiness, all of these quote unquote negative feelings here, whatever it is your confirmation to yourself that your homing instincts are activated at this time. Those negative emotions didn't just come from nowhere. They came out for a reason. Through this strange bird metaphor I'm here to explain to you, when birds feel the need to migrate, it is not a comfortable feeling. If we go back to this example Spirit's giving us, is like, it's not comfortable. They're leaving because the weather, they're leaving because something is distressing them to some degree. Not just that they instinctively know, but that they are pushed out of wherever they are to some degree as well. But the same is true for you. And that's why Spirit is using this as like an example. The bird's instincts are negative. They're not like, I'm happy and so then I leave. So that is showing you that this negativity is what pushes you to do something. These feelings that are not comfortable are pushing you to do something. So Spirit is using this as a way to describe and reframe negative feelings. I think in the next part, I'm going to have to go deeper. I'm going to have to talk about energies around you at this time that are what looks like talking about you, that are focused on you and why. I see in general, as you switch into this homing instinct, as this becomes activated for you and you start feeling these negative feelings, these uncomfortable feelings. It's like you're glowing in a dark room. it's impossible for others not to be drawn to you when your homing instincts are active, when you are going back home. So at this time, people around you are going to have a very strong pull towards you, both good and bad. People are going to want to talk about you, both good and bad. People who would never even think twice about you prior to this happening are thinking about you now. You are being pulled into their consciousness. And so the next part is, I think, going to give a direct answer here, because this reading looks like it wants to give a clear answer about what a specific negative feeling is pointing at for you. But there are a lot of specific feelings here. So you might be having different ones, and I'll just get to that in the next part. Wow, this reading is bizarre. This is a bizarre reading. I don't know. Randomly, a position of sitting is coming through. I don't know why. Doesn't feel like it fits, but if you maybe sit with your legs propped up, where your knee is like kind of like, and you're crossing your other leg. I don't know how to describe this exact position. There's probably a name for it. I'm not going to get too into that, but that is being shown to me and I don't know why. I'm going to be honest. Okay, so there is a piercing direction here in this reading. It's rare I get such direct messaging. You know, like usually I get messages that are open-ended, so the collective can take their interpretation they need, but this one is pointed. This one has a tangible thing. Before I talk about this majority energy here, this collective energy, there are very specific hyper-specifics here, and a lot of them. Just to tell you how many are coming through here is like, I literally have about 10 buckets of different types of energy here that I'm going to have to really think about and sort. So if this majority energy doesn't fit with you, you probably are most likely fitting into one of these smaller, narrow, hyper-specific ones. But here's the message. Here's a hyper-specific message. There is a distinct connection between your feed, what you look at on your phone, on your computer, what you are looking at, giving your attention to. There's a specific connection between that, your feed, and your purpose. And it may sound pretty crazy. I mean, it feels crazy to see how specific this is, but hear me out, because none of you are immune to a feed. Especially as you found me here on YouTube, you all have this sort of algorithm mirror. You all have this sort of algorithm oracle that's being shown to you at this time. And Spirit wants to highlight it today very clearly. In this algorithm for each of you, there is a specific thing that is asking for your attention at this crossroad to purpose activation. And this is specifically important to those who feel purpose is up in the air, who feel they have a grasp on it at certain points and then it changes in another minute. This is for people who have been perpetually confused but feel they need to have and define purpose. All of these feelings are pointing you at something. This is very important. But the specific message is for those who feel, I suppose, a couple of things. They feel their purpose is up in the air, but they also might feel specifically that their content online has shifted substantially. Like, especially in the recent times, you could maybe feel connected to this Pluto transit that I brought up at the beginning, where maybe this shift happened for you during that time. The shift between Capricorn and Aquarius could be rather significant, or this could be very recent to this message. To hearing this message, you could feel like, okay, my feed is getting strange lately. It is shifting. It is something I don't recognize. That is your clue that you have a very specific message here with me today. The collective reading, I think, is going to focus on this majority energy. So you could hear that out as well, of course. But there are 10 boxes here. There are 10 different types of content mirrors that is being shown to me. There's houses associated with it, and I'm going to get into that in a separate message because it's a whole can of worms, okay? So I guess I'll say two things and then I'll go back to the collective message. Is like, if you resonate with your feed feeling crazy, out of the ordinary, if you also resonate with feeling like people are distinctly talking about you, like you are aware of people's attention on you at this time, that link will be in the description. You have a super, super specific message. But the majority thread in this reading is showing me negative emotions. It's not specific to your feed. You could maybe not resonate with that. Like maybe you don't feel there's a particular thread on your feed in your algorithm, and that's fine. What Spirit is showing me for a majority is that it is your attention in your emotions that is directing you to your purpose at this time. So even negative feelings, actually especially negative feelings, are really pointing at a path for you. And I'm going to talk about one in specific that keeps showing up here. The specific one that this reading is grounded in is feeling emotional, feeling agitated, feeling worked up, feeling passionate, having all sorts of emotional redirection in career paths, in burnout, in overworking, in something that is like tied to identity, social construct, basically earning the rights to exist. That is where a lot of the majority collective emotions are at this time. And so here is what this message is saying for you today. And it's very layered and pretty specific, is like there is a connection between what you are put here to do, your purpose, and what your emotions keep seeking, what it keeps pushing you to feel, especially if those emotions are around work, are around productivity. There's something being pointed at here that this reading wants to address for you specifically. So let me ground this really quick because I'm saying a lot here and it can be kind of confusing. It's like, so if you are feeling emotional about work, if you are feeling specific parts of productivity, work, career, identity, those sorts of things sort of push out a lot of feelings. I sense there's a lot of you here, the collective, that are dealing with burnout, toxic jobs, overworking, discipline, layoffs, bosses, productivity. I mean, there's just so much here that's just screaming at me. The emotion you are experiencing is pointing you at what healing you are meant to do here during your time. I see you fundamentally shifting into your purpose path right now. This is why people and attention are being placed onto you. Like I said, it's like glowing in a dark room when your homing instincts activate. But I see your healing, especially if you relate to work, productivity, career, and you are feeling those emotions heavily right now. You are feeling pushed back into that constantly. You are meant to heal people through fundamentally shifting how people relate to work, pressure, success, survival, self-worth. You are meant to heal people feel like they don't have to fight to earn the right to exist. So it's pretty clear here that if you're finding yourself drawn back emotionally through work, through emotions, you are being called to channel this emotion back into the world externally. And the reason is because you've already done all you can do inside. You've already mastered your inner healing. The next level of purpose or the next level of healing is now focused on external and other people. So you can't really access those deeper layers of healing inside anymore. You have to push it outside of yourself. And that is what you are being called to do by being agitated, by having all these like bad, negative emotions activated. You're basically like a bird being forced to migrate at this time. And so this message is like clearly defining what purpose is. Okay. So like I'm talking about healing other people and you're probably like, Saul, I can't even heal myself. Or maybe you don't want to be a healer. Maybe there's like a lot of different reactions you have to me saying this. You're not destined to be a healer necessarily. This is just pointing you at the next level of mastery. When souls like you become as aware and enlightened as you are, the next step is, like I said, outside of yourself. And usually what that looks like from an energy standpoint is you are called towards a younger version of yourself, towards helping a younger version of yourself. From just an energy perspective, the next step, the crossroads here, is moving internal healing externally. And that is helping other people like you would help a younger version of yourself. So your message is, if you're struggling, if you feel like you are struggling to find purpose, the way Spirit is trying to show you purpose is interesting. You are being shown and guided to purpose through emotional expression, both good and bad. But usually it is a negative emotional expression. And what it's doing is it's moving you towards a younger version of you. It's moving you towards healing a younger version of you, but through other people. And so that's why these emotions keep coming back up. It might feel like it's annoying. It might feel like, why am I so agitated? Why am I so overwhelmed? It's because in that specific area, you are meant to heal other people, not just yourself. You've already mastered sort of this internal healing, and now you are meant to externalize it as the next purpose step. So as simply as I can say this is you're kind of stuck. You've mastered what you can inside. The next layer of this is moving it outside, channeling it. So you are being given an abundance of expression, an abundance of emotional energy, because you are meant to push it outside of yourself, not keep it inside. There's another part of this message that's also very important, is I already can hear some responses to this. Like, okay, I give you a very clear this is your purpose. Your purpose is to heal others, to not feel like they have to fight to be worthy. And yes, that is pointed, but it doesn't tell you how, right? So here's the problem. I can't tell you how to do that. This is not something where this is a guidebook where I tell you how to migrate. Instead, I think the better question here, and the one that Spirit is kind of showing, is like, instead of asking, how do I do this? Just what is one way you can help others release the guilt to survive? It doesn't look the same for everybody, and that's why I can't give you a how answer. I can only point you at what you're being pointed at more clearly. So the important part I stress for you is the how is very irrelevant. The how you do it is so irrelevant that you should not get caught up on the how. Because in energetic laws, what actually matters is that anything happens at all, is that anything you do towards this is what counts, because you don't have to have every step mapped out. Birds don't have every step mapped out. They just start flying. The direction unfolds for you as you start moving towards it. And so some people get stuck. And from what I can see here, some of you will get stuck on making what feels like you have to make the correct choice, that you have to solve this problem perfectly, that you have to figure out the best way to move forward before you move at all. And I'm here to tell you from energetic laws, from what I can see, is that any dumb thing that you do towards this will bring the same outcome. It's just a matter of taking one step towards it at all, because your message is you already know the way home. You already know where you start flying, and how you start flying is irrelevant. Each choice gets you home the same way. So don't get caught up in like, I need a perfect plan to heal people this way, or, I have to quit my accounting job and then I have to go into as a coach, or, it doesn't have to be like that. It is just taking one step towards your home. The map isn't needed. You just are guided with your instincts. So kind of a long-winded message. I'm just telling to you that something is very clearly different in how you're emotionally processing. And I am confirming to you, yes, it is different because you are being activated. Your homing instincts are activated. You are going home. You are being activated towards your purpose. And if you want more about this, if you don't feel like or your emotions are activated in career or professional and you don't feel like that really fits, I have 10 of them here. I have 10 buckets that I'll get into in the more detailed reading. These emotions could be pointing at different things, different ways to heal, but the overall message is the same. And that is the collective right now is being activated. Their homing instincts are being activated. You are all going home. It's just a matter of where you put this energy to start feeding that purpose. And I'll walk you through all of them, but I'm not going to tell you how to start. I'm just going to tell you where to put the energy at all. And I think knowing where to put the energy is important, because if you don't get clarity and confirmation that these agitations, these negative emotions are for a reason, and you don't get clarity where to channel it, then you might not ever do it at all. So I'm here to tell you, and then you're there to figure the rest out yourself, because you already know. You already know how to get home. I feel like this reading was really tiring for me, or maybe the collective energy is just tired and I'm feeling that. So I'm tired with you all. So no big, long outro. My channel has grown a lot in the last couple of months, and so there might be some lag as I sort through all the new energy here. That could be a part of why I'm so tired. But I'm so grateful to have every single one of you. I'm so, so honored, and I'm just happy that I created some sort of structure before you came, because Lord knows I would have been so burnt out. I couldn't have even posted today. So just so thankful you guys all jumped on this crazy train with me, and I just love you all so, so, so much. Cheers, friends.